We'll jump right into the 15 litters here. Their pedigree would read Trick Daddy, Never Before, Unmatched, Sky's the Limit, Ante Up. So that Never Before sow would have been shown and exhibited by Kaylee Smith. She would have shown a pair of litter mates that year. The litter mate barrow was reserve grand, Ohio jackpots multiple times, and then ended up being third overall at Mississippi. And litter mate gilt was champion crossbred gilt overall there at Mississippi as well. She would have had just a pair last year of tricked outs. One would have been shown by Emma Rhodes, and that one would have been grand at DeKalb County and won her class at State Fair. And then the other one would have been shown by the Hannon crew there in Nebraska, and he was grand overall and champion market hog there at Platte County, Nebraska. So 15-1 is a lease-only option. The belted one here in the center of the ring as Levi's got her hooked up. That particular sow is probably becoming one of the most popular sows here at the View, and we've got to build around her. So we've done the lease deal in the past, and it's worked pretty well. So far, just how that deal works is, you buy, get her on the lease option. You can take her, you can show her as long as you want, but once you're done showing her, she comes back to us, and it is your responsibility to get her back here to Ashton. Obviously, we'll work with you on the trucking side of things, but 15-1 is darn sure a special one in my opinion. Obviously, we're only leasing her, but I think this one is just so good from a proportion standpoint. Her height to length ratio from the side is so good. Feature and skull and arm and everything just reads so right. I think her length of body is ideal to be a show gilt. That one's flat back. She has muscularity. She has agility, and darn sure covers the surface. I think this one, I know you don't get an opportunity to own her, but I think this one's awful special, and if you want to find the backdrop and find it in a hurry, get on this one.
Yeah, a really cool opportunity, and definitely going to be fun for these guys to breed off of her. When you study her in terms of her skull and her feature down low, and the sow power behind that one's going to be fun. But just as a show gilt still, I think her proportionality is so good, dead level in terms of her design. Her hip is really square, and her hind leg is really flexible. Again, as a show gilt, I think one that has the right kind of pieces to be very, very competitive, and going to be fun to see where that one ends up.
Absolutely. We darn sure think that one's special. Lot 9 will be 15-2, the solid black one here. I said we had a few of them in the mix, and we darn sure have, I think, one or two more coming through. But this one, for me, maybe not as bulky as her mate, but, I mean, just read her head and her skull and just how she comes out of the top side of her shoulder. Another one that is just so unique in terms of her head, neck, out of the backside of her ear, she's slick. Out of the base of her throat, she's tight in terms of her throat latch. I think her proportions are still darn good. She's hairy. She's got some density in terms of her hair coat, and just got a really neat look. Little greener in terms of just her width and her muscle today, but I darn sure think that one will go home and feed for somebody. She's not wanting to pull just the greatest. Likes the carpet just a little bit more, but don't get caught sleeping on an all black one, because I think she is darn nice and brings some unique pieces to the table.
Yeah, no doubt. A little greener in terms of her center body, and just a little skinnier today, but I don't think you should be scared of it because it's all there. One that's really extended, good looking, and stout in terms of her skull. She's got a big hind leg and uses her skeleton very good down low, square and flexible. Again, I do think probably a sleeper just in terms of where she's at, in terms of a muscle pattern-wise and flesh-wise. But again, everything reads very, very good on that gilt. Gonna be fun to feed.
Yeah, and I'll say it again as we get into more of these 15s. She had a pair last year and ended up having like 12 of them this year. From that standpoint and where we sit, it's no secret that this is probably one of Levi's favorite cross litters we've probably ever put together. Predictability and sow power here. I mean, this lines all the key sows back into these females and all into these bears. So I just think feedability, predictability, predictability. This sow line's made them at every level and competed at every level. So darn sure excited to get into the rest of the 15s. A really good pair to go ahead and start the 15s.